An underappreciated astonishment of our history is how, starting in the 1800s, a mass of people, most of them European migrants, moved westward, erecting towns and cities, inventing practical new technologies, and laying the basis for America's economic and military might in less than a century. Arguably, this dynamic of American greatness, new people, more workers, new ideas, has never stopped, but it might now. Today, migrants have fallen out of favor, both here and across Europe. And how could they not? The only immigration people see is the policy fiasco and human tragedy in the middle of the Rio Grande River, or the illegal migrant mess overwhelming so-called sanctuary cities. But there is an important yet fading distinction to be made. According to Gallup's long-term data on attitudes towards immigration, what most people oppose is illegal migration and its abrupt cultural economic dislocations. Unfortunately, the knock-on effect from that means the numbers supporting legal immigration are falling almost everywhere.
We will build a great wall along the southern border.
It was in 2016 that Donald Trump began his improbable trip to the presidency with his idea for deterring illegal border crossings.
Much to repair, much to restore.
Joe Biden's border policy was simpler. Reverse Trump.
Policy has consequences. When you say that you're not going to enforce our immigration laws, when you say that you're not going to build a border wall, it has consequences.
The reason we got both the wall and then nothing is because the U.S. political system has proven itself incapable of shaping a coherent policy on immigration, which, considering America's history, should be seen as an embarrassment.
You know, when the president decided he was going to do something dumb on this and change the rules, that would create a bigger crisis, I told him he was wrong.
The Biden do-nothing policy has let some 1.6 million migrants into the United States illegally since 2020. Meanwhile, the number of foreigners waiting for a green card to work legally here is 9 million.
We will use all necessary state, local, federal, and military resources to carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in American history.
Trump may regain the presidency running against migrants, but Ron DeSantis just released an immigration plan that out-Trumps Trump.
Well, he said that in 2016 as well and then didn't do it. So I think we would be much more assertive than he was in his first administration.
The effort to modernize U.S. immigration policy has failed for decades, hung up on words like amnesty and asylum. Allowing immigration flow to fall to a trickle has significant implications, and they're not good for the U.S.'s economic future and national security. Consider another popular buzz phrase.
We are not nation building again.
That sentiment emerged from Iraq and Afghanistan, but has become a generalized belief on the right. But that means we have to build walls around our own nation to stop people from corrupt, half-built countries flooding into the U.S. So long as that's the status quo, they'll never stop coming.
Expectations were created that with the government of President Biden, there would be a better treatment of migrants. And this has caused Central American migrants, and also from our country, wanting to cross the border, thinking that it is easier to do so.
Another idea abandoned by both parties is free trade. But if migrant sender nations are cut off from trade, their inevitable impoverishment will, guess what, send them here. Texas Governor Greg Abbott can erect all the Crystal-like orange buoy walls he wants across the Rio Grande, but they won't stop the migrant flow.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
Not in the near term, no.
So help me God. Congratulations, you're officially citizen.
A prediction. If the United States fails to find its way to a new system for legal immigrants, if it consciously chooses to flatline its human capital, America's grandchildren today will grow to old age in a world where they're number 3, behind China and India, whose populations will overwhelm, outsmart, and outbuild us.